Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out. So nice. We had to do it twice. Johnny Nelson, MBE. Johnny, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. Nice to see you again. I hope you're not going to ask me the same question you did yesterday.
No, don't worry, don't worry. I'll freshen it up this time around. And I don't, speaking of questions, I don't usually field questions from other people, but I thought your question was a good question to field to Chris Billam-Smith. And I asked him, I said to him, do you think you're the best in the division? Chris's response was, I do, but I haven't had the chance to fully prove it yet. What do you think of that?
Good answer. That's the answer that I want to hear. We were interviewing him yesterday, and Andy Scott asked him something along the same lines, and I kind of interjected before he answered it, and I said, answer wisely. I've walked in those shoes. You know, I understand where your mind's got to be in that situation. So you telling me that's what Chris is saying? You know, that's how he needs to, and that's how he needs to be. That needs to be his mindset. And so I'm glad. I'm glad I've heard that.
Glad to hear it indeed. Look, one of his rivals, Lawrence Okolie, who we're keeping an eye on this fight, is returning in February. A lot of spotlight when it comes to Lawrence because of what's happened in the ring with him, maybe not being the most entertaining of stars, which was a tag that was delivered to yourself as well too. Has he got to do something to, really kind of change his style up to keep eyes on him?
Lawrence is a bogeyman. Like him or not, he's there. He exists. Lawrence has done Chris a favour by letting this fight go on, because in reality, Lawrence should have been the next opponent. So Lawrence has stepped aside. Like his style or not, Lawrence is there. Now, unless Chris can do the same as what he did last time in getting to Lawrence is always going to be there. If Chris shuts Lawrence out, Lawrence will be one of the most avoided guys going, because he'll either beat you or you'll beat him and look bad. And so fighters won't want to. He's in the who needs him club, and that's where Lawrence is. Lawrence understands that. So Lawrence has got to capitalise and make the most of every opportunity he gets when he gets it. He's got to think long term. So say, for instance, I don't know, why has he stepped aside for this fight to go on without him? He might have got step aside money. He's making some dough. Then he's fighting the next one in line. So he's still making dough when he's not actually fighting. I get that, because Lawrence has got to think about his purse, his bank account, and where he stands. Because his style isn't that style that you go crazy over. So I get where Lawrence is at.
Just touching on Lauren Price, who's got a fight this weekend as well on Sunday. She's got an eye on the winner of Jonas versus Mayer. Just your thoughts on that fight, and do you feel like Lawrence is ready for that fast track given her Olympic pedigree?
I love that. When we interviewed her, for the first time, she actually stamped it on it. She put a flag and said, I want some of this. I want a piece of this. And Maya and Natasha will ignore her. They'll ignore as much as they can. They might answer it in one sentence and that's it. Because she's dangerous. Lauren's dangerous, and she's a handful. She's young, she's fresh, she's ambitious. And so I get that. So now she's throwing a hat to say, yeah, get me on this mix. This fight could happen sooner than you think. And she can be a handful. So it's an interesting fight between Michaela and Natasha. And you want to see where Natasha is, you want to see where Michaela is. But then against a young, fiery lioness in Lauren, I love that fight. And that's so realistically can happen.
Moving on to some positive news in the boxing sphere. The International Boxing Hall of Fame are recognising some great fighters this year, and they're recognising a couple that wanted to pick out here, Ricky Hatton and Jane Couch. Just your thoughts on those who've been inducted into the Hall of Fame?
You know what, I love recognition when it's due. And Ricky Hatton, without a doubt. Jane Couch, she was one of the trailblazers in women's boxing, and she got a lot of flack because she wasn't a meek and mild, quiet female fighter. She was one that wanted to get in the face of the promoters, and even when the doors were shut on her. And so I get where she's coming from. She wasn't the first, but what I'm saying is what Jane did, she set precedence for a lot of the fighters that are out today. So well deserved. And I think I like to see fighters benefiting from what they've done. They put their life and soul on the line for this game. Usually you get fighters that end up skinned, that have got nothing to show for it. But so good for Jane, and definitely good for Ricky. Listen, Ricky was going to be the first fighter I know that his fans drank Las Vegas dry. So good. That's a good thing.
A lot of people know Jager Crowell as one of the best fighters to watch, and his fights are some of the best fights to watch too. Highlights put there out on YouTube. You can see the fights there. But it just begs the question: what's your favourite ever fight to watch? What's the one fight that you watch over and over when you want to sit down and relax?
Marvin Hagler and Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Best 3 rounds ever. Best 3 rounds that describe everything what boxing is. And I'm quite sure a lot of people nod their head watching this saying, yeah, it's got to be the one that stands out for me. Even if you aren't that kind of fighter, you are enthralled in that from ding ding round 1 till when the fight done. What a fight. That's my most favourite fight.
Good to know indeed. And for a lot of people, the excitement is brought to the ring when Deontay Wilder returns to the ring, and he'll be returning to the ring against Joseph Parker. He's kind of had his say on in terms of anti-Joshua in his career as the two look to hopefully face off in the next year. Have you read those comments from Deontay Wilder in terms of what he thinks about anti-Joshua and the product around him?
As far as I understand it, Joseph Parker is basically saying the reason why that's not happening is because of his promotion team, as in Eddie. And if that is the case, I do believe that. I think, and don't get it twisted. Anthony Joshua wants to fight Deontay Wilder. Don't get it twisted. Don't doubt his want, his desire. Most fighters want to fight each other. The businessmen behind the fighters are going to try and take care of their commodity as long as they possibly can. So AJ's a commodity, you know, and so therefore Eddie's got to make sure his golden goose has got to keep golden as long as he possibly can. So why would he put him in with Wilder and a big risk, so unless he has to? So now there's so much money on the table. There's a pot. If AJ wins on the 23rd and Wilder wins on the 23rd, these two have got a 2-fight deal. So there's no way out of this. There's too much money on the table for the businessmen behind Wilder or behind AJ to say we're not doing this. And so now it's happening. But so I hear what Wilder's saying. I hear where he's coming from, because you see the two. You speak to Joshua. You say, yeah, I want that fight. And Wilder definitely wants to fight. It's a businessman behind the show.
Moving on to my final thing, Oleksandr Usyk has extended an invitation to fighters to join him as being his sparring partner. He's looking for someone who can fit orthodox, who's got heights between 200 and 210 centimeters, long arm span, weight category 79 to 90 kilograms, and sparring location in Spain. Johnny, you interested in taking that offer up?
I've already put my hat in the ring, so yeah, let me do that. Let me have a piece of that. So yeah, watch your space.
Are you serious? Are you genuinely serious? So I don't mean this in any bad way, but just in terms of long time out the ring, age as well. When you're sparring,
you seen this physique?
I can't say I have.
Brother, come on, man! Look at that! Look at that! Nah, I ain't doing that. You're stupid. But you know what? I think for most fighters coming through, I think it's a great opportunity and experience. The development of fighters is this. It's not what you do in your own backyard. It's when you go away and be a sparring partner all over the world. That brought me on massively. I spent 6 years traveling back and forth between East Germany, France, Italy as a sparring partner. That made me into a champion. Fighters that have seen this ad, put your hand up. Go out there by yourself. Be a sparring partner. If you want to develop to the next stage of your career and be a champion, this is the kind of thing you want to do. You want to go away by yourself, without your coach, without your home comforts, and get in there. So Usyk's now given an opportunity for fighters to learn and develop. Do it, because if you really want to get to the next level, step out of your home comforts, and that'll tell you how much you want to fight, how much you want to be champion, how much you want to win.
What sort of sparrer were you?
I was the best. I will tell you, out of all the years I sparred, I probably got hammered one round. And that was the first time I went to spar with a guy called Alex Blanchard, former European light heavyweight champion. And that was and I never, one round he got me. And I thought, you won't catch me like that again. After that, I was paid to go and beat people up. Or make them think they were beating you up and just have a little clip in. One time I actually ended up fighting a sparring partner the week after I flew home after sparring with him and knocked him out. You understand? I knocked him out in the fight. But as a sparring partner, he had to think he had the top side of me. I knew I'd beat him. The week after, when his original opponent, Terry Dunstan, pulled out through injury, they called me in because he thought I've got the better of him. But sometimes when you go to be a sparring partner, don't go out there to beat him up. You go out there to learn. Be smart. Make them think that can be a potential opponent. And then, when the opportunity comes, you've got to grasp it. And that's exactly what I did. And doing that proves, if you play it that way, opportunity can open massively.
Finally, who has the more difficult prospect in terms of preparing their sparring? Usyk for Fury or Fury for Usyk?
Fury for Usyk. Because Usyk... You know what? That's actually a good question. Because Fury's tall, he's sharp, he's fast. He's unorthodox. Usyk is sharp, he's fast, he's unorthodox. He's probably more tailored than Fury. But how many men Fury's size could actually give you that? So what would Usyk be better off doing? He'd be better off getting tall southpaws and orthodox fighters and switching him around each round. you know, tall, gangly, and the light heavy ones, the ones that are fast. That'd be the best way he prepares for Tyson Fury. For Tyson Fury, how's he going to get a fight that that looks like Usyk? He isn't. But Tyson Fury is a talented, gifted individual that will adapt on the job. So it's interesting.
Johnny, pleasure's on mine. Thanks for sticking out. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
How'd you go in there, didn't I?